Flash showtime with TripleG. Brace yourself for the things you'll see. From comic books to toys and more. And all cartoons that we adore. Pop culture, flicks, and geeky stuff. We love it all and can't get enough. So settle in and enjoy the show. Please hit like and subscribe before you go.
How's it hanging, YouTube? Peter here, your ginger Geordie Geek. Welcome back to the channel for another one of my one-man shows. And we've got all kinds of stuff to talk to you about today. We're going to do a usual rundown of the latest issue number ones that are out at the moment. And we're also going to talk a little bit about some toys I've got, show some of the older stuff in my collection, and also show off some vintage or just bits and bobs action figure wise. So, thank you very much for joining us. Strap yourself in. We're probably going to be about an hour or so. And let's just see who we've got in the chat. We've got Efren. And we're awake. What time is it over at your neck of the woods, Efren? Let us know, pal. Let us know. Must be early morning, is it? Nice to see you, bud. I hope you're doing well. We've got what hashtag Ginger Dick. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that, Wayne. But yeah, it's day one of half term. I'm done already. Save me. Well, we've had our half term this week just gone. Chris, bit of a weird one with our different school systems over here. So my wife, who's a teacher, she's been off this week, which is why I was off, and then back to work on Monday. Yay! Yeah, there you go. You're the same. You're the same as me, Wayne. You've been off this week. I take it. Chris, solid burn from my little girl earlier. I complained that she was watching a grown woman play with dolls. She pointed out I watch grown men playing with dolls. Touche. Wise. She's wise beyond her years, Chris. Wise beyond her years. Also, point out that her dad collects, you know, Sesame Street comics. I'm not sure you've got the high ground here, pal. Brothers in arms, I hope all are well. Nice to see you, Fuzzy. Hope you're doing well, bud. Not bad for us. Hope you're okay. Still alive, Wayne. Anything else is a bonus. We've got Super Sorrel in the chat. Nice to see you, pal. Hope you're doing well. We've got Kel Prime. Evening. Oh, you were replying on Instagram, but ended up shopping. It must be old. Brought a cardigan. Not a problem. Not a problem, Andrew. I think we were messaging about collecting and things earlier, weren't we? I'm sure we were. Yeah. Now I've got something for you, pal. So we did a show the other day. That's coming your way, Andrew. Yes, I've not sent it yet, but that's coming your way. But also I dug out this for you, bud, because I know you're a bit of a Captain Marvel fan. So this is Captain Marvel, but it's before she became Captain Marvel. This is Miss Marvel. So Miss Marvel issue number 1. Carol Danvers becomes Miss Marvel. It's an origin story. I have to say, one of my favorite Marvel costumes. I love that original costume. So yeah, I'm sticking that in the package for you as well, Andrew. We'll get that one sent to you within the next few days. But that's a lovely book. Really, really nice book. Miss Marvel first. Carol Danvers in a superhero form, really. Let's see. So yeah, my kids are back to school Monday. Can't wait. Yeah. Is it owl stretching time again? Owl stretching time. Don't know what you mean, Terry. Is that a callback to a previous show? I'm not sure what you're on about, pal. Let us know. 9 a.m. over here. Nice and early. You can have your cornflakes whilst you're watching me on your big TV. That'll be nice. That'll be nice. Chris. Oh, Ash, nice to see you, pal. Chris, lovely book. Yeah, it's a nice one, that one, Chris. It is a nice one. But I know Andrew's a big Carol Danvers fan, so I'd rather it was in his collection than mine. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So what we're going to do, as I've said, if you didn't watch last week's show, I'm changing things up a little bit with this. I used to do reviews of all the comic books I've read this last week, but I became quite aware I was talking about stuff that was like issue 18 or issue 30 or whatever. And I know, you know, a lot of people don't read the same stuff as me. So I decided instead what I would try and do is read some of the recent issue number 1s that come out this week or the week before. So each time we do this show, I'll be touching on the most recent new releases in terms of first issues. And that might be new series that we've not heard of. Like tonight, we're going to talk about White Sky and Dark. or it might be relaunches like last week we talked about Moon Knight. Dog shit, don't read it. So yeah, that's what we're going to do in the review section. But before we get to that, I did just want to talk a little bit about stuff I've picked up this last week or so. Not picked up a lot, but what I have picked up, he's dirty, he's very, very sexy. So I got this from the guys over at the Collectors Cartel. This is the Pro issue number 1 by Garth Ennis. Apologies for the glare there, but it is signed in purple, which I really, really like. Don't look at that chest. Look at the purple writing. Don't look at the chest. Wayne, stop looking at the chest. The purple writing. So it is signed by Garth Ennis. I've never seen these Garth Ennis inspired labels before. So yeah, I've just not seen that. So it's got a picture of the main character that says the number over there. Is that a CGC grade or is that in inches? Either way, it's going to cost you. Cracking book, this. One of my favorite stories. It's just funny. If you've not read it, it's worth picking up if you're of a mature age, because it's a little bit rude. But it's all basically about a superhero universe which has got similar characters to the Justice League, Superman and all the rest of it. And basically a prostitute gets superpowers. And it's interesting. There's a really interesting book with really interesting scene where she's making Superman a very happy man, shall we say, and he accidentally ejects some bodily fluid and shoots the wing off an airplane, which I thought was hilarious. But anyway, there you go. I think you get my drift. It's a bit of a rude book. So yeah, 9.8. Never seen that label before. So that's why I picked it up, really. But I love the purple writing as well. So yeah, that's why I got that one. Love that one. Let's see what the chat is saying about that. Hello, Joe, my fellow Geordie comic collector. Ooh, Luke Marshall, you in the Northeast, pal. Nice. Let me know whereabouts you are, buddy. And if you know of any decent Northeast comic shops, because they ain't a lot around us, I'm afraid. They ain't a lot around us. Proper comic shops, not your Forbidden Planets and stuff like that. Outstanding. Everybody should have a Pro in their collection. Absolutely. Lovely. I was looking at that. Yeah, I saw you picked up a few books from them, Wayne. Cracking book. Got mine for £7 a few months back. Yeah, it's a beaut. It's a real nice book. Can you show that? You dirty boy, Ash. You dirty boy. Yeah, it's a beaut. Now, speaking of signed books and just going back to the show-off bit, I've been prattling on for a good while now about this. So this is, I hate the name, Mega Striking Comic Con Milton Keynes. This is Sunday, 8th of March. I'm making a Geek Big full weekend of this. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to visit the Panels Arts Gallery on the Friday and check out Close Encounters, which is a comic shop I've always wanted to go to. The Saturday, I'm going to go and visit the Leicester Toy Shop, which is one of the best toy shops in the UK, apparently, for vintage figures. Never been there before. And then on the Sunday, I'm going to go and do this convention, and I'm going to meet Lou. Not going to say his surname because Chris is going to chastise and Frignu. I get it wrong. So I'm going to go meet him and get some signed stuff from him. Now, mentioned he is on Tuesday's show. His signature is only going to cost £40. This has got us slightly worried, and I'd be interested if anyone's ever been to this con, because there are a few things. First off, Mega Striking Comic Con Milton Keynes sounds made up to me. It sounds made up. It sounds, I don't know. I'm slightly concerned I'm going to get there and it's going to be, like a school or a community centre with one bloke sat in it or something like that. And it's a long way for us to drive, but I'm hopeful. So a little bit worried about that. Then a little bit worried that they're not selling tickets for Lou Ferrigno. I best learn his name before I meet the guy. Anyway, they're not selling tickets for him. You just rock up and just find him, I guess. Which, having been to Liverpool Comic Con, Manchester, and a lot of big cons, blows my little ginger brain, because I'm thinking, surely to God, he's going to be swamped. It's going to be mayhem, is it not? And then the next thing is he's only charging £40 a signature, which seems incredibly cheap to me. But anyway, we'll see what happens when we get there. So what I want to know, guys, is £40 a signature, which I think is incredibly reasonable. Incredibly, I turn it Jonathan Ross, incredibly reasonable. Was that in bad taste? Is that racist? I don't know. Anyway, I think it's incredibly reasonable. So I've got a selection of stuff I want to get signed, or I might get signed, but I want your views on it. So we'll start off with the comics and see what you think. So these are, I think I'm going to get all of these signed. I'm going to start off with this. This is the Incredible Hulk Annual. Really, really nice image of Bill and Lou on the cover there and on the back. Look at that. That's a beautiful shot. He's got a face like James Keegan if he had a shave. So yeah, love that annual. With this one, guys, where would you get it signed? I've got a stunning luminous green marker pen, which I'm going to get. I don't know if this one will go luminous green, but I'm going to get one of the other books signed on. Would you go for a cover signature, perhaps across his chestage, his boobas, or would you get him to sign that? That's the better image, isn't it? But you don't really get the back of the book signed, do you? But I do prefer that image. What would you get? Would you get the front cover signed or the back? Anyway, so I think that's a lock in. Gonna get that one done. Got this. This is really nice. Again, TV's biggest hero. Lovely image of him there. So I'm gonna get it on his tits. Yeah. I'm gonna get that one signed as well because I really, really like that. That's a stunner. And then the one I'm definitely, this was the whole reason really. I'm gonna get this with the luminous green. Is this image from the Hulk magazine, painted image of him. I just love that image. I know the face isn't necessarily the best, but I do love that image. I'm going to get it signed in the luminous green over here in the black section there. This is a really nice condition book. It's a sexy book. So yeah, really, really like that one. Really like that one. That's a beaut, I think. But the thing I'm not sure on, guys, and I want your opinion on, is a toy. I've got this. This is from the, I think, early 80s or 70s. This is a Hulk Rage cage. It's knackered. It is, the box is broken and stuff like that. The figure inside is pretty cool. Basically, if you've not seen this before, you get a plastic cage with him. This shirt all kind of ties up. Sorry, attaches around his chestage. So you get that. And then you basically stick a tube up his hoop. And you blow him up. And he gets bigger and bigger. And he pops out of the cage, basically. But I don't know. It's an old thing. It's a nice thing. It's from 1975 or 6. Can't quite read that. So it's an old piece. Would you guys get this signed? Or am I just being stupid? Would you get, and if you were going to get this signed, would you get the box signed or would you get the actual figure signed? Signing his belly or something like that? I don't know. What do you think? It's an interesting one, this one. It is quite a nice little figure, little piece. I picked it up from a toy fair a little while ago. I think I did a video on it. I can't remember. I do that many bloody videos. I haven't got a bloody clue what I do or not. But yeah, so that's the Hulk Rage Machine, Rage Cage thing. Let us know, what do you guys think? Would you get it signed or not? Or am I just being silly? I think I'm getting a bit overexcited. Because even though it's just 40 quid, that's what, 40, 80, 120. We're starting to clock up the money, aren't we, a little bit. Let's see what you guys in the chat are saying. Lots of comments. Thank you very much. Let me have a look. Luke, I'm based in Gateshead, and only the guy in Granger Market, really. It's slim pickings. Yeah, so the guy in the Granger Market, I met him, crikey, 20 years ago when he was opposite Forbidden Planet in an antique store, and he was selling normal books and things. Then he kind of got into comic books. He's a nice enough bloke. There is a place, Luke, in Blackhall Mill next to Chopwell, only open Saturdays, I think. I mean, if you look on my channel, there's some videos on there about it. It's called Mega City Comics. It's like a bomb site, basically. You go in and there's just stuff in everywhere in filing cabinets. But there's some decent stuff in there. My only moan about it is there's no priced. He's got a back wall with some big books which are priced, but whatever you pick up, you take it to him and he jumps on good old eBay and checks out what the prices are and charges you that, which irritates us a bit. But it's a good shop to have a little nosy around. Also, the Darl Night down in Darlington, always like that shop. Well worth checking that one out, Luke. Chris is desperate. Lou Fregno. Nah, man. You know I don't do words. I'm a Geordie. Us Geordies struggle with language. It's like a moth to the light. Can't stop looking at the chest. You filth. Mega Striking Comic Con is a horrendous name. Absolutely agree, Fuzzy. Bloody awful. Which makes us think, is it a real thing? You know what I'm like for fakes and shit. I hope to God I'm not going to turn up and it's going to be, you know, cack. It's definitely one of the most expensive toy shops. It is. I've seen that. I suspect I'm not going to buy anything, Fuzzy. I just kind of want to go for the experience of having a look around. Slightly irritated. I did message the guy a couple of times saying, I'm coming down. Can I film? Would you be up for an interview? Seen the messages and he's not responded, which is a little bit rude, but never mind. So yeah, I'm going to probably just look around. I doubt very much I'll buy anything. Mark Spears is charging $40 for his autograph. Not quite the Hulk, granted. Yeah. This Comic Con won't be on the scale of the likes of MCU Comic Cons. No, I'm not expecting it to be. Sorry, I'm expecting it to be much, much lower key. But still, if it is a lower key con, and maybe I'm wrong. Am I wrong, ladies and gents? Tell us in the chat if I'm wrong. I think the guy who played the Hulk, Lou Fregno, I think he's a big name. So is it normal for him to turn up to like a little con like this? I don't know. Maybe I'm overinflating his cultural importance and how popular he's going to be, because in my mind he's a big star. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Let us know in the comments. Am I just talking shite? 40 quid. Yeah, he's not there. It's going to be some random called Luke Ferrero. That's very true. I bet it is. I bet it's some bloke with a really shite wig in big caterpillars stuck to his eyes. I was planning a con called Mega Madness Middlesbrough Mayhem Comic Con. Just me and me garage. I'd come to that, Chris. Chris, where was that con that I met you? Was that Darlington? I can't remember. I think we went once and then I don't think I've ever seen it advertised again. But I got some decent little bits there and I got to meet you. So has that one ever been back? I don't know. Just call him Sir, the size of him. If he's there, you'll see him. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. 40 quid. I think it's a great Sorrel for a signature. And there's nothing on the site. They're not said anything about photos and things. So I'm hoping I can get a selfie with the guy or something like that. Or that would be pretty cool. 40 quid and Louis Ferrero will sign stuff. He doesn't want our views. Don't listen to him. Similar eyebrows. Get it on his tits. Get it on his tits. Yeah, it could be. 40 quid is a decent price, but about right in current market, although signature costs have ballooned since COVID. I only paid 65 for Carrie Fisher. You might be right, Andrew. Maybe I'm getting it just kind of conflated in my brain, because when I went to Star Wars Celebration, it was appalling prices. And I keep seeing things about, Rob Liefeld. I know that he's not in the same realm as those guys, but Todd McFarlane and what you call him, Mark Hamill, charging obscene amounts of money. Absolutely obscene amounts of money. The con seems like a trap or beginning of a horror movie. Yeah, you might never see us again, friend. I might disappear. Can't wait till he turns up in his Trump 2028 shirt and MAGA hat. Oh, Fuzzy, don't. Is he a Trumper? Oh, Fuzzy, you've spoiled it for us completely, mind. Is he a known Trumper, is he? I can't be doing with that. Can I be doing with that? Will he say... We can ask. I'll ask when I'm down there. With the polished annual cover, you'll need to find a good marker to sign with. Yeah, I've got a paint marker, Terry. Got a paint marker, bud, because you're right, it slides off very easy. That sounded wrong. Get him to sign your chest so you can have a tattoo of it. Dave Prowse sang my Star Wars annual and wrote a really lovely message inside the book for him. I don't display it with the signature. It's in my bookcase, but I treasure it. Yeah, I saw Dave Prowse a long time ago at a Newcastle con. he looked rough. He didn't look a well man. That will dry afterwards. Yeah, paint pen all the way, Terry. So maybe ask him to sign the inside of the book as you're getting other stuff signed anyway. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. No. Normally it gets bigger when you blow it. Depends on your age, Ash. Depends on your age. It doesn't matter how much blowing. Sometimes it doesn't shift, pal. I wouldn't know if the box was mint. I would. Yeah, that's my thoughts, Chris. The box is in really rough condition, and I agree, Fuzzy. Signatures and figures never look good. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to pass on that one. I think I'm going to pass. And also, it's carrying it around, isn't it? Can't imagine the SIG staying on that plastic body. Yeah. Have them sign the purple pants. That'll be pretty cool. Rick, nice to see you, pal. Hope you're doing well. Got my neck at Pennywise today. Good, pal. I'm pleased you got it. He's not a big name at modern cons. Pricing's based on flavor of the week for teenagers. That's true. If he was a TikToker or if he was in a K-pop band, they'd be charging 4 times that price. Darlow, never did it again, I don't think. That's a shame. It was a decent little con, that, Chris. It had some good stuff in there. The more you talk about it, the more of a con it sounds. Yeah. Mark, 500 quid to shake his hand. Mental. Ah, Fuzzy. You know how I feel about this, Fuzzy. Okay. I'll get the signatures first, and then I'll have a rant at him about how he's insane. Take the wife if you can carry the figure around all day. Yes, but Wayne, do you know nothing, Wayne? Are you not skilled in the art of purchases? If you take the wife with you, she can see what you're buying, man. And she can kind of look disapproving at you as you're paying for stuff. So no, it's best if she's just nowhere near. It's best if she doesn't even... The worst thing that ever happened to me was I was at Thought Bubble and I was getting very excited and I was racking up the spend on some commissioned pieces on the old tap card thing. And I hadn't appreciated that every time I was tapping, it sends a ping to the wife's phone because we've got a joint account. So she rang us and she said, "What on earth are you buying?" And I was like, shit on it. So, so no, I'm not taking the wife. She might stop us from spending. He's huge. There's a reason I've stopped going to cons. The prices are now wildly inconsistent and some have just got greedy. I remember trying to decide whether 90 quid was worth it for a Sigourney Weaver, but Sigourney Weaver's I would like a Sigourney Weaver one. That's why I know I bang on a lot about it, but that's why I like Thought Bubble so much, because it's all free. You don't pay anything for the signatures for the artists and the writers and things, which I think is amazing, really. Up to a certain point. The only one that was charging this year was Simon Bisley. And he was the worst experience of the con for us, which was interesting. He was almost like angry signing and throwing your books back at you and didn't look you in the eye and was just an arsehole, basically. I've said that before, but, everybody else was lovely. The one guy I paid for to get stuff signed, and I thought, you're a bit of a bell end, aren't you? I tell her all the slabs I've got are won, and I sneak them into the house, but they're under the bed. She doesn't watch my channel. Yeah, my wife doesn't watch mine either. This is where old books make life easy. I just point out the road so cheap as. Doesn't always work like that, Chris, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Sigourney was lovely, was totally worth it. I only ever had a couple of bad experiences. Yeah, Andrew. So I like a signed book, and I like a signed actor's book. I don't normally go in for the whole meeting a celebrity experience and getting a photo with them. It just doesn't really do it for us. James T. Keegan's massively into that. And that's one of the big draws of going to conventions and things for him. The only ones I've ever wanted to get a photo with were Stan Lee, and I missed my chance with that, and William Shatner. Purely because Stan Lee and William Shatner, I feel, kind of formed my childhood, and through their different bits of work kind of created who I am in terms of my moral compass and what I enjoy and all that kind of shit. So William Shatner's coming to Liverpool, so I've jumped at the opportunity. Definitely, I've booked a photo with him. I'm just hoping, sounds awful, I'm just hoping he continues to keep ticking long enough for us to get me photo with him, because he's getting on in age. Did you see that he's releasing a heavy rock album? Yeah, I mean, he's done some singing before, kind of singing. But yeah, I noticed it was all over Instagram the other day. William Shatner's got a heavy rock record coming out. Record, that's how old I am. That'll be interesting, won't it? That'll be interesting. Striking events are some people who are doing the HorrorCon and Freddie. Right. Also, they are a legitimate company. Thank Christ for that. Anyway, guys, let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about this week's comic books. These are the books that I have been reading, which are issue number ones. We're going to start off with some of the big books that have been doing the rounds. And please, in the chat, chuck in your thoughts if you've read the books. Chuck in your thoughts if you think this is a book that appeals to you, or if you're going to pick this one up and all the rest of it, please. Fuzzy, you're pushing it, mate. You're pushing it. Me and you are going to fall out. I cannot run. I cannot. It's really upset us that, it really has, because you'd know. Apologies to any Americans watching Efren, the whole Trump thing. I find I cannot switch off from it. Boils my piss. Fuzzy. Right. I'm going to get him to sign I vote Democrat or something like that. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, here we go. We're going to talk this week's comics. Let us know in the chat if you've read them, please. We're going to start off with the books that have gone nuclear over the last week or so. Now, I completely know that this is a couple of weeks out, but I'm literally just getting to read it this week. I'm interested in your thoughts, guys. I'm interested in your thoughts, because this book has gone nuclear, as has the next book I'm going to talk about. There's a really interesting thing on Go Collect, if you have a look, where they're basically saying that they think there's some market manipulation going on with this book and the next book. But anyway, I decided to give this a read. You can buy a copy of this now on eBay for around about the 80 to 100 quid mark. It's gone crackers. Do I think it's going to maintain that price? Absolutely not. I think it's going to come crashing down. And the reason I'm saying that is I've read it, and it's all right. It's all right. It did not blow me away. It was a fun read. Was it the best thing I've read this week? Absolutely not. Is it unique and new? Absolutely not. It's it's fun. It gave me very much I Hate Fairyland vibes. I don't know if you guys have read I Hate Fairyland. Very much similar to that. The Shield. I remember last week talking to you about this kind of recent excitement or recent push for weapons to have personalities. Well, his shield in this is got a spirit trapped in it. It's got a personality. The basis of the story is that he's living in the kind of the scar between good guys and bad guys, and there's a destiny about him, the half kind of light dark orc, to say he's going to destroy everybody and kill everybody. So he kind of appears after 20 years. People get very excited and decide they're going to have to hunt him down and kill him. For the majority of the story, he's very placid, he's very pleasant and nice. And then he gets into this fight near the end, which is the image we've got there, where he just goes crackers, his eyes go white, and you see that actually this prophecy about him might actually be true. So yeah, it was good. It was fun. It's funny. Like I say, very much I Hate Fairyland vibes. Very cartoony. Made for an animated feature, I would say. Do I think it's deserving of the noise and the heat and the excitement it's got over the last couple of weeks? Absolutely not. If you're paying 90 quid for this, you're not paying for the story. You're literally paying because you think or you hope that it's going to shoot up in value and become the next big thing. Do I think it's going to be the next big thing? Personally, no, I don't. I don't. It's a canny little read. This is a one I'm not going to be reading on with, but I will probably buy and trade paperback later down the line, and read a complete story arc of it. I like the art, but yeah. So yeah, I don't think this is worth the hype that it's got. Tell us I'm wrong in the comments if you guys have read this. Tell us I'm wrong. Let's see what the chat is saying. I'm great. I have glasses. I can do a tash, and I'm sure I could get a mint jumper together. We can make it happen for you. Thank you, pal. That'd be really nice. Me and Chris Lee, what do we call you? A Stan Bell, whatever. Peter, Trump fan signatures are the best, really great. The best, really great. You're not gonna let this go, are you? You're going to spoil this for us. Fuzzy, you're going to spoil this for us, aren't you? I'm going to go down there. I'm going to look at him. I'm going to vomit or something. I can't, yeah. Go meet him wearing a Biden shirt. I love that. I could do that. Yeah. Yeah, this book just ridiculous, really, in terms of the price. This is the new, yeah, who remembers bloody Kanto? I've got 2 CGC 9.8s. Probably going to be going in a giveaway at some point because you can't sell the booker. Kanto. But, and again, this is the thing. I read Kanto, and I think I was one of the few people that said it's all right, but it certainly wasn't the next best thing for me. Everybody's got different tastes, I guess. It was a fun read. Yeah, it was. I'm not going to deny that, Sorrel. It was a fun read. It was silly. It was very I Hate Fairyland, but it wasn't, for me, deserving of the hype. Very cartoony. Nice art style, though. Haven't read it. Yeah, if you like I Hate Fairyland, I know I've said that a lot. If you like I Hate Fairyland, look, it's worth checking out. But it's very cartoony humor kind of thing, you know, tongue-in-cheek. Same as Kanto, it'll die and it'll be a tenner by Christmas. This is why I order books as soon as the solicitations are out. I buy if I'm interested, not if there's hype for some reason I don't understand. Yeah, I agree. This reminds me of D&D character. It's just got something a little fun, silly. Yeah, it is very D&D oriented. Mr. McGroovy, Paul, hope you're doing well, pal. Hope you're fit and well. So yeah, if you can get a copy for cover price, certainly. I certainly wouldn't be rushing out to buy it for the 90 quids that are out there at the moment. I don't think this has got legs. I really don't. And like I say, there is a lot of talk at the moment about market manipulation about this and about this. This is White Sky, issue number 1. I've got 2 copies of this. Luckily, I pre-ordered them on the back of Fuzzy recommended them a little while ago. This is boring. This, yeah, it was fine. Didn't blow us away. It's touted as a cross between The Last of Us and I can't remember something else. Basic premise is 5 years ago the sky turned white, and now ghosts are hunting people down. This issue basically tells the story of a father and son moving across the kind of the wasteland. The take up for the night in this kind of metal container. They're attacked by, as usual with these kind of post-apocalyptic stories, quite often it's the other humans that are the big bads, not the whatever the creatures are. So in this one, they're attacked by a group of rambling humans who get into a fight with the dad. His blood gets spilt, I think, because I got a bit confused. His blood gets spilt, and then I think these weird kind of robed things come out the ground. Yeah, robed, that's the image there. These robed kind of things with long arms. So not ghosts that I would say. Anyway, I don't know. And go for the daughter. The daughter basically surrounds herself with a salt circle to defend herself against the ghosts. And something is whispering her ear, telling her how to defend herself. Again, I enjoyed Dork more than I enjoyed this one. This one, again, has gone ridiculously priced. It came out just this week, and it's already, I think, 50 quid, 60 quid to buy a copy of it. Again, just like Dork, not a bloody clue why. This, pure spec. Can't work out for the life of us why this is kind of shot through the roof. It's not even that good of a read. It's all right. Put it this way, it's done now to interest us to come back. I think people are specking on this thinking it's going to be, you know, another Last of Us or a Walking Dead, and people hope that this kind of thing gets turned into a TV series or something further down the line, and that's when it becomes valuable. I don't think people are specking on this because it's a great read. Put it that way. We got Sean in the house. Nice to see you, Sean. Hope you're doing well, pal. There's a new Rob Kirkman book coming called Terminal. That's allegedly going to blow up. He's been working on it for 10 years. He hasn't really had a dud so far. That is very true. I love Robert's work, to be honest. I think I may order a couple of copies of Terminal. Yeah, it sounds. I mean, I haven't read that one in terms of the synopsis yet, Fuzzy. I'll check that one out. So anyway, that's your first issues. The big hype books. My personal humble opinion, neither of them are worth the hype, and I don't see long-term last for either of them. But then I probably would have said the same thing about Invincible or Walking Dead back in the day. Who knows? But certainly, if you've missed the boat on this, I don't know that I'd be rushing to pay big money for these books. We've got 21 people watching. Thank you so much, everybody. Please do hit that like and subscribe, thumbs up, and give the little bell thing a tingle, because lots of people are subscribed to the channel, but not many people have got the bell notification turned on, so you don't always see when new videos come out. So please make sure you hit that notifications dingle thing. Then we've got Smile for the Camera. This is issue number 1. This is based on the movie franchise Smile. If you've not seen any of the Smile movies, really, really good. Second one in particular is phenomenal. The basic premise is this creature inhabits you, and you see horrific things, and you see people smiling at you all the time until you kill yourself. And when you kill yourself or you die, whoever sees that action then gets inhabited by the Smile demon or whatever as well, and hunts them down. This story is all about basically the fashion industry. It's a group of models, group of girls who are going from America to Paris to London, being managed by an agency. Basically, at the very start of the book, one of them's on that airplane, looks out the window, sees the guy smile at her, and then jump into the turbine on the aircraft and die. And the story is basically of how she, the first issue of how she meets her end and passes it on to somebody else. My feeling is that each issue is going to focus on a different one of the models getting killed, basically. So, what did I think? It was all right. It was all right. I love the Smile universe. I think the cover for it is great. I kind of was bored by all the model stuff, if I'm perfectly honest. They went into a lot of detail about the model world, going to parties and stuff, and being hit on by sleazy men and that kind of stuff, and I guess building the characters. But to be quite frank, that element of it just wasn't for me. But there was enough in this to keep us interested, enough for us to read on, because I do like the franchise. The end scene, the artwork was a bit blurry. I couldn't really I think she stuck a hanger up her nose into her brain was kind of what I got from it. Yeah. Now, Sorrel, you're in the chat. You're a fan of the franchise. My understanding was if you saw the person kill themselves, you were then kind of inhabited or followed by the demon. So does that mean that everybody at this airport who watched him drive in, because there's all of these characters here, saw it? Are they all now going to get hunted down? I don't know. It was all right. It was interesting. I will read on, I think, because of the Smile element. If the next issue is bogged down with more model talk and stuff like that, I don't know if I'll read on from that on. I'll give it another go and see how it is. I'm not sure how many issues it is, to be honest, Ash. I'm not sure, pal. It's just a mini series from what I understand, so maybe 6 issues. I'm guessing at that. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I have a smile like that watching random nerdy YouTubers. Yeah, good. They seem to move around different characters too much for me. All of them looked the same. I think they all had different colored dresses and hair, but yeah. I mean, I didn't know who was the one that was on the airplane and all that kind of stuff. It lost us a bit. So yeah, I agree. Unless it adds something different to the movies, I'd have no interest. I don't think it's going to, Sean. The movies are great. I'd hoped, well, we'll see. I'll give it another issue and I'll take it from there. There's a new Punisher starting next week, same writer, but not a red band book. So it's going to be less violent than the other that ended 2 weeks ago. Oh, I missed the end of that one. Fuzzy. I'll have to go check that one out. I don't know. I keep missing shit. It only transfers to one person as it's one demon jumping. I thought that was the point of the end of Smile 2, Sorrel. That you did it in front of everybody. I thought maybe it's a while since I've seen it. How are you buying all of these new issues online before they release? I watch them. I read them online, pal. I read them on. So this came out this week anyway. This was out in Food and Planet this week. But yeah, I read predominantly online for me. What I do is I read online. If I like the book, I go back and I buy the first issue. Or in the case of some of them, I miss them. But all of these books are in your comic shop now. Punisher has you and your bloody foils, Andrew. You and your bloody foils. Next, we've got Muppets. This has pissed us off. We've got Muppets Noir. So this came out on Wednesday, issue number 1. But I've bought 5 copies of the blind bag, which contains issue number 1. But the blind bag ain't out until March. Now, why is that? How does that work? So I've forked out for the blind bag. Blind bag not released till March, but issue 1 of this was out this week. That's pretty frustrating. But by the by, this was cracking. Loved this. Silly fun. If you like your Muppets, this will be right up your street. Basic synopsis is it starts with the Muppet Show. Poor Kermit is sitting reading a detective novel, and then he gets hit in the head by a brick, and then he gets hit in the head on a brick, and then kind of goes into a dream state, which is a detective noir thing where Kermit's the main detective and stuff like that, in a black and white with color kind of world. Really fun, silly, just silly. He's got an allergy to pie, so every time he smells a pie, all the characters, he hallucinates them in song and dance and stuff. It sounds ridiculous, but if you like the Muppets, it's great. Artwork and story by Roger Landridge, who does phenomenal work and is always that thought bubble. I'd recommend you check this one out. It's good fun. It's good fun. I like this one. Generation X number 1. This is the latest relaunch of Laura and her clone sister, who I think used to be called Honey Badger, but is now called something else. Really wasn't expecting to like this, but I thought I'd give it a go because it's a new X launch. I really enjoyed it. I'll be reading on. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much. Laura is very grown up now compared to some of the last stories I read her in. I enjoyed the dynamic of her and her sister. I enjoyed this kind of mutant that they were following, whose powers are to kind of hit you with time slip, reality slip kind of powers. So you saw glimpses of different variations of the characters. And it ends up with them going back to a Weapon X kind of compound and finding a new team of mutants. Far better than I expected. So yeah, I will read on with this one and see how it goes. Oh dear. Phantom of the Opera issue number 1. Yeah, I know some of the guys in the chat are big fans of the story. I've seen the movie, I've seen the play down in London, but I'm not kind of 100% au fait with the story in terms of kind of knowing the beats and things like that, word for word. And I think because of that, and because of, sadly, Martin Simmons' artwork, I didn't have a frigging clue what was going on in this book. I thought it was awful. I really thought it was awful. The story didn't flow for me. The artwork, beautiful whilst it may be painted, doesn't lend itself to helping you understand the story. Sorrel, if you're still in the chat, the first 2 or 3 pages are of a red-headed lady going onto the stage, and then the next page is somebody hanging. I'm assuming that's her, but I don't know that because all the painted artwork kind of blurs into just a puddle of mess for me, sadly. Yeah, wanted to really like this one. I really wanted to really like this one, but I don't know. Didn't do it for me. Perhaps that's because I'm not a massive fan of Phantom of the Opera as much as I am from the Dracula book that Simmons painted. This might get better, but I'm doubtful I'm going to go back and read on. Let us know in the comments. Am I just being a grumpy, miserable old fart? Any of you guys read this? Is this any good? Let us know. Shit the bed. Why did I read this? So I think I read this because Fuzzy told us it was out and it felt like a challenge. I felt like Fuzzy had challenged us to read it. So I thought I'm going to. Hadn't anticipated, and I should have anticipated, but I hadn't anticipated that the entire book is like that page there. There's no words in it. It's just kind of and noises throughout the entire thing. The cover of it's completely misleading. It's Jeff meets Daredevil. The Daredevil story is 3 pages or something like that, and basically revolves around the shark thing being sat in a park bench, and Daredevil knocks over a statue, and the police arrest the shark because they think it was him. And then he goes to court, and Daredevil sets him free. And then there are like 5 mini stories, but none of them feature Daredevil. So, slapping Daredevil on the cover is a bit of a fib in my humble mind. Do you know what? There's an audience for this. For some people will love this kind of thing. But for a 48-year-old man, no, this isn't for me. So yeah, it's just for kids, not for me. And it's absolutely ideal for younger kids who are wanting to get into comics, I guess, or read and stuff like that. So there's nothing wrong with this book. It's not for my age group, which is fine. I do feel sorry for people who are buying it thinking they're going to get a book all about Daredevil and the shark thing, because Daredevil, like I say, is in 3 pages. So that's a bit naughty. It should have been Daredevil throughout the book. Artwork's nice if you like that kind of style. Right, let's end on a couple of crackers, shall we? This is the new line of Vertigo books. We got the Bleeding Heart one last week, which was cracking. We've then got End of Life this week. I absolutely friggin' loved this. Absolutely loved it. I thought this was superb. The artwork is beautiful inside. The story's interesting. It's nothing groundbreaking, I guess, but it's entertaining. I loved the characters straight away. I love the main character, the stallion guy, even though he's an obnoxious prick. And in real life, you'd want to kick him square in the nuts. But I really, really enjoyed it. I'll not spoil it for people if you haven't read it yet. But the basic story is this guy. I don't know who they've modeled this guy on, but there were a lot of scenes in this where you're seeing this character, and I got real. Who's the bloke from Take That? Robbie Williams. I got real Robbie Williams vibes. So basically, this guy is part of a group of crime people, assassins, whatever you want to call them, all of which have an animal theme. So he's the stallion. And then there's a whole host of other ones, different animal kind of headpieces they wear. But he's like incredibly vain. He's incredibly good looking. He's like a male model. His hair's perfect. His clothes are perfect. He collects Snickers. He's like shoes. He's like a typical kind of only ways Essex arsehole. But he's also incredibly talented and superb at what he does, which is basically murdering people and killing people. The basic synopsis is he gets pulled in to do this heist, thing, realizes the heist is for some people that he shouldn't really be crossing. Because he's crossed them, they put a hit out on him, and it's about how he's fled to try and escape what's going on. The dialogue in this is super sharp. The art's super sharp. This is a definite pickup. Buy this, please. Buy this instead of White Sky or Dork. This is a far better read. This is something that most of you, I think, will probably enjoy. So recommend this one highly. But this isn't the book of the week. The book of the week, never thought I'd say this. The book of the week is without doubt Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre by Mad Cave. This absolutely blew me away. I had so much fun reading this book. Just so much fun. The art style is not the art style I would usually go for, but I loved it. The writing is superb. It's witty. The characters just all make us smile as I'm reading them. This entire book was a joy to read. I'm absolutely gushing about this book, ladies and gents. We haven't even gotten to the Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre bit yet, because the hippos haven't been given the cocaine yet. They get them at the last page of the book. This entire issue this entire issue is set up. The basic premise is in Florida. There's a theme park, which is a hippo-based theme park. It's like basically it's Disneyland, but with hippos, and you kind of get introduced to the theme park. It then transpires that the owner of the theme park is this massive drug overlord, who's basically this huge white suited Jabba the Hutt of a man who's hilarious throughout the entire thing. He comes to the park to test out his brand new fancy drug. It then appears that there's an FBI undercover operation going. Then one of the FBI people has been captured and his brother gets involved. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I'm gushing about it, ladies and gents. Please pick up a copy. Check it out. Again, this is 20 times better than Dork or White Sky. Right level of fun, right level of stupidness. Just a great book. And I picked this up thinking it was going to be shite. So yeah, really, really, really recommend that one. Okay, let's jump back to the comments and let's see what people are saying. Yeah, all those books are out. All the books are out at the moment, so you can check those out in your local comic shop. Totally don't have the... Oh, Andrew, you went for it, did you? Have you read the book? The book's atrocious, mate. I read that last week and reviewed it. It's cack, but yes, it's got a nice shiny cover. It has got a shiny cover. Smile 2, and guess we'll find out more in Smile 3, and maybe issue 2 of the book. Yeah. Glutton for Punishment. I take it you're talking about the land shark bollocks. I believe this is a new take on the original movie, not using any musical details or book details. I don't remember half of the book happening in the movie, but it's been a long time since I've seen it. I recognized some of the names, and that's about as much as I can tell you. Raoul is one of them or something. Other than that, yeah, and the art just didn't help. Think this is for kids getting a Daredevil, judging by the screens you're shown. Yeah, just Daredevil's not in it much. Let's be honest, this Jeff book isn't for our age group. No, it's probably aimed at people like James T. Keegan. Do you know what I mean? You know, that kind of mental age. There's 2 versions of Phantom, a 20s version and a 40s version. They picked the less popular one. I did not know that, Fuzzy. That's interesting. Which one's the London show based on then? Because I've seen the London show and I love that. That's interesting. My copy just arrived from the Vertigo book, I presume. Yeah, let us give it a read, Fuzzy, and then drop us a message on Insta. Let us know what you think, because I loved it. Didn't know there was an earlier one. I've only been to see the Cheney one. Yeah, the Cheney Phantom. Looks Neil Gaiman and art side. It does. Interrupted by my mother calling, what did I miss? Not a lot, pal. Not a lot. Well, that comic was not on my radar, which was unusual, as I think I'd buy that purely on the name alone. Yeah, loved it, Sorrel. I think it's right up your street, pal. I think you really like that one. Yes, I have this on the way too. Hell of a title. Fuzzy, I think you will love it, bud. I think you'll love it. I really do. I've just stopped questioning my pull list. Yeah. Hi, Canadian Survivors. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well, pal. The Cheney one was 1925. Reigns was 43. Wow. There's another new Vertigo next week with Jacob. I love Jacob Phillips. I took Dan up. Dan mentioned to us last week. Dan mentioned dropping Jacob Phillips a line to see if he'd be up for an interview. He's seen the message, but he's not responded. Yeah. That Hippo book is going to be over 35. Really? Oh, wow. Terry, I didn't realize that. Oh, wow. Yeah. It's a good one. It's well worth a read. Right, chaps, let's talk a little bit of action figure news. Let's show off some action figures. But before we do that, I just wanted to mention to you, I'm at a toy fair tomorrow. I'm going to be heading to Gateshead International Stadium for one of my local toy fairs. See what I can get. I've got a few things in mind that I'm trying to pick up, so I'm looking forward to trying to get some of those items tomorrow. But bit of interesting news, and I want to know your thoughts on this if you've done it yourselves. I know Sorrel has, but I got chatting with the guys who organise Northern Fairs the last time I was there, because believe it or not, one of them recognized us and was talking about the channel, which was always very, very nice. But they said, you must have a lot of collectibles. Do you not fancy a stall at some point? I said, nah, I don't sell stuff. Well, I've changed my views of recent weeks, and I've spoken to the guys today, and I'm actually going to have a store in May. So I will be going to sell comic books in May, and I'm going to go and take some older action figures, stuff that I want to part with, none of my vintage stuff, probably some of the Marvel Legends I've got, more modern stuff and all that kind of stuff. And like I say, a few short boxes of comics, not good comics. That sounds terrible. Probably your 50 pence pound comic kind of stuff, and some graphic novels and things like that. Anyone ever sold at these kind of events? Because I'm trying to work out what to expect. I ain't going to have a fancy card reader and all that kind of shit. So it's going to be cash only or PayPal. I don't know if PayPal will work or whatever. And I don't do haggling, so I'm worrying about that. So if people, offer us a penny, I'll probably take it, shit like that. So yeah, let us know in the chat. Have you ever done one of these kind of events? And what was the experience of it? How did it go? So one of the things, as I showed you the last time, I've got a box underneath us here with random shit that I'm basically picking bits out of. I decided rather than just putting my hand in, because I actually cut my hand last week, rather than doing that, I've just picked out 5 items to show off, and I'll show them off each week, different ones. We'll start with an action figure. This is one of my favorites. This is the Marvel Legends Thor figure. I think this is an absolute beaut. This is a real nice Thor figure. The reason I like this one in particular is it's 2 figures in one, really. I've got 2 copies of this. This is actually Ragnarok. So those of you that know your comics history will know that Ragnarok is the cyborg version of Thor that first appeared in Civil War. This figure's really cool. You can disconnect his hand and put a kind of a Terminator hand on it, and you can take his heat off, and you've got a kind of a one with half a robot face and things like that. So yeah, really nice Thor figure. I've got mine displayed downstairs as Ragnarok, and this is kind of my spare. Can't remember why I bought 2. I think I bought 2 because I wanted one to use as Thor, one to use as Ragnarok, not really appreciating that. You might not be able to see, but he's got red eyes. So you can't really use him as Thor, unless I guess I could paint his eyes blue or something like that. But yeah, nice little action figure there. That is the Ragnarok Marvel Legends. Speaking of Thor, we'll stick with this. This is something I picked up a little while ago. Don't know why. I don't really collect trading cards, to be perfectly honest, but it's Thor related. So somebody hit us up on Instagram and said, you're a Thor fan, do you want to buy this off us? This is a 2022 Marvel Beginners V2. Didn't know what any of this means. Creator Gallery Signature Series by PSA, near mint, but it's signed by Roy Thomas. Roy Thomas, who is one of the classic Thor creators, worked on the book for a number of years. There's a blurb on the back all about Roy, and it's in a PSA case. So it's I think the only PSA card I've got. You know what I'm like, I buy stuff and I never know. So I think I've got this one. I think this is the only PSA card I've got. But yeah, that's quite nice. Anybody collect these kind of cards? PSA cards? Not really something I've ever gotten into. This was a gift. So lots of people, I send people gifts now and then, and I know people in the chat receive gifts from various community members and stuff like that. And I've spoken previously about how nothing boils my piss more that when you send someone something nice and then the sticker on eBay or something like that. So just to say, I never do that. I've been very privileged doing this channel that a number of people who follow us have sent us gifts and things like that, which I absolutely appreciated. And this was something that I don't really know where to put it in my collection, so it's in my box of stuff, but I'll never get rid of. This is a Jerry Anderson Space Precinct Lieutenant Brogan action figure. This was sent to us by my good friend, Dr. Von Hoot, who knows I'm a bit of a fan of the old Space Precinct series. Great little TV series. Some great great puppetry and effects in it. So yeah, so this is a Lieutenant Brogan carded figure. Really, really nice. I mean, you'll remember some of those characters from the show. It was just fun, just a silly but fun show back in the day. Silly but fun show back in the day. So yeah, really, really, really like it. Really like it. So yeah, very cool, very cool. So thanks to Von Hoot for sending that. I thought we'd do a bit Star Trek. I can't remember if I showed one of these last week or not. I've got a full set of these. I think I've got about 5 of them or something, and they're all different variations. So I can't remember if I showed this last week. This is a Star Trek pocket watch. Honeycomb design. This is from the original series. I've got similar ones of the Next Generation. I've got a Klingon one, and I've got a Borg one, I believe. Yeah, and the Borg one. I can't remember what the other one is. Maybe Romulan or something like that. But these are Star Trek pocket watches by the Royal Mint, I think. My eyes, I can't read that. By the Royal Mint. They really are quite beautiful. And when you pop them open, you've got an image, silver on gold, of a starship in the background there. So obviously that's the original USS Enterprise. The Next Gen one is stunning. I really love the Next Generation one. I've got on display downstairs the Next Gen one because I've got a kind of a stand for it as well, which is really nice. On the underside, you get this etched imagery again of the Enterprise. So yeah. So again, just kind of random stuff I've got in my collection that I've picked up over there. These were actually gifts from the mother-in-law. Every Christmas I got one of these. You probably can't make it out, but it really is beautiful. So yeah, not a clue what the value is on these. It's got gold in it, but I don't know. I cannot read that on the back. But yeah, very nice little set. These I have shown off before. Bought these a while ago. Big fan of movies, as you all know. Huge fan of Keanu Reeves. So these are a set of, they come in coin kind of cases. These are a set of the gold coins that they use in the John Wick movies. So I had 5 of them. I gave one away to a friend of mine. But these are really nice replicas of the coins they use in the John Wick movies. Little set of them. You also get, I got the blood dial thing downstairs as well somewhere, and you get the adjudicator badge, the adjudicator coin, sorry, as well. So that's the adjudicator coin that they use in, is it John Wick 2 when the adjudicator comes in, or is that 3? Can't remember. So yeah, love me a bit of John Wick. I hope I do get another John Wick film. I don't even enjoy Ballerina. You guys watch Ballerina? I enjoyed Ballerina. I don't think we even needed John Wick in it. It was a strong enough film without him, to be honest. But yeah, I like them. I do like them. I like movie props. I do have little bits and bobs all over the place of different movie things. And I've got a, I don't know if it's in the box underneath this here. I've got a Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. ID, metal badge and all that kind of stuff. Don't know why. I just like that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's those. That's those. Right, let's see what the chat are saying. Where do we start? Luke, have you been to something for the Geek End in Stockton? I don't think I've been to that one. Luke. I'll have to check that one out. Don't think I've been there. Only ever done the Hortonley Spring one. The name always makes me laugh. Chris, I live in Stockton. Yes, I have decent back issues section. Ooh, Chris, I might have to have a trip up, Chris. Let's you and me arrange a date. I'll come to Stockton. We can go and have a little look-see in that comic shop, and then we'll go and have a pint and get dinner or something. Drop us a line. We'll do something like that. That'd be nice. I mean, I'm saying that you might not want to. Do you know what I mean? You might think, shit, I don't want to meet up with that Geordie prick. But yeah, if you do, let's sort it out. I'll wear a red rose, so you know it's me. That's what I do when I go to my toy fair. PayPal people will use. Good stuff. That's good stuff. I wasn't sure because I don't want to invest in one of those little card reader things because I'm probably only going to do it once or twice. I'll probably hate it. I'll probably not want to part with anything. Do you know what I mean? But we'll see. I would haggle you. I'm honestly, Beth, I'm terrible at that kind of stuff. I can't do it. I can't do it when I'm buying stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I can't, if something's the price, that's what I pay for it. I don't go and try and haggle and stuff like that. I have to tell my wife to do it. So she comes with us and she haggles for us. I don't recommend a stall duel. Costs too much. It's only 30 quid for the stall, Sorrel. I don't think that's bad. Cost too much money when we did it for a few events, but we lost money. People will lowball you all the time, and the cost of the table is too high for the profit you make. We'll give it a go. We'll see. We'll try one, and if it's horrendous, then yeah. I just use eBay these days. My wife Lynn runs it. Yeah, I've got some of my comics on eBay at the moment. But it terrifies us with the whole tax thing, because I see the number racking up of the stuff I've sold, and I think, wow, I'm too lazy to get involved with recording tax and stuff like that. All that happens through work, so I don't know. Anyway, random shit is the best kind of shit. I love a bit of random shit. Fuzzy, I have that thought. It's a cracker, Fuzzy, innit? It's a cracker. Think I have that thought in the loft. It's a nice one. That's not Thor, it's the guy from Fortnite. Whoa. Brilliant spinning hammer piece. Yeah, it's a cracker, that. It's one of the better ones I've seen, actually, Fuzzy. I really like that piece. I'll give you £2 for it. Not for sale. Not for sale, Beth. Not for sale, this stuff. 50p for the bit of cardboard that someone scribbled on. I'll PayPal you. No, I have 2 PSA cards. They're quite nice, to be fair. Yeah, it is nice. It's just not something I really collect, Sean. I put your stuff on eBay. It doesn't sell mine. Thanks, Paul. I know you didn't like the books I recommended. You put them on, or did you send them to me? I think you did, didn't you? I had most of the Space Precinct toys when I was a kid. Wonder where they went. Yeah, they're nice little figures. I've got one of those pocket watches. Yeah, they're very nice. They are very, very nice. Did someone say Star Trek? Absolutely, pal. Franklin Mint. That's who make them. Thank you very much, Wayne. Franklin Mint. They are very, very nice. I've got a Big Bad Wolf Disney pocket watch and a Jack Skellington coffin-shaped pocket watch. I never wear a suit to use it. Yes, I love a pocket watch. Yeah, very nice. That's a level of geekdom I'm happy I've never reached. There's still time, Fuzzy. There's still time, mate. I have a golden Star Wars manga. The Victorian sci-fi collectible scene is so overlooked. Chris, I'm going to need photos of that, pal, with you wearing it, obviously. With you wearing it. Send us an image of that. That sounds awesome. Wick coins, yeah, I love them. I love them. Just, it's weird, isn't it? The stuff that makes you happy. So, I don't know why, because I know it's just a film. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know why that makes me happy, but it does. And the lovely when you take them out of the cases. I love the cold feel in my hand. It sounds really weird now. I'm sounding a bit odd. So yeah, no, I do. I love shit like that. The only movie memorabilia I have is the comic from Lost Boys. That's pretty cool, man, Sean. I like that. 30 quid cheap. I pay like 120 to 150 for a single day. Yeah, no, this is £28 for a single table, and you can pay an extra £8 to have a back table. Didn't know what that means, but I've getting one. Cali Comics, nice to see you. Hope you're well. I'm going to send you all my shit so you can sell it for us. Thanks. I probably did, but I call you that in private anyway, Fuzzy, when we're alone. Chris, I'm taking the piss. He's hard work. He's just Geordie. Yeah. Okay, right, guys, let's move on. Shelf life, talk about a little few books that I've picked up. I've kept you longer than an hour, so I will rattle around these now. So, just talking about some of the stuff that I've got in my my short boxes. Last time I showed you 5 larger scale books. I'm going to do the same this time, but I'm also going to show you some smaller books as well. Just stuff that I've pulled out of the boxes before we'll call it a day. So we'll start off with this. This is a nice glow-in-the-dark cover. This is Green Lantern 50. It all ends here. This caused quite the ruckus back in the day. This is the first kind of major superhero go nuts storyline, I guess you'd say. This is where Hal Jordan, we'll later find out, has been infected by Parallax. But basically, at this point, we don't know that. At this point, we know that Coast City has been destroyed. Hal's gone crackers. He's collected, by killing a lot of other Green Lanterns, he's collected a load of rings, and he basically goes and flies into the central power battery and becomes this kind of really, really powerful character. I loved this run. After this, we'll get Kyle Rayner as Green Lantern. Beautiful, beautiful cover. I just think it looks stonking. Like I say, glow in the dark, which is always nice. You can feel the glow in the dark texture on it. Great story, great cover, and still a one you can pick up in trade paperback, or you can pick this one up for a relatively cheap price, really. So yeah, I'd recommend reading this little run. Emerald Twilight, it's called. It's a really good storyline. Really good storyline. This is an older one. This is a bit of an older one. Journey into Mystery, 72 big pages in the special king-sized annual #1. This is the first appearance of Hercules. Great old school book. Lovely Jack Kirby artwork on the cover there. Smells fantastic. I can even smell it through the plastic poly bag here. But yeah, a beauty of a book. Really hard to get in decent condition because of that square bound spine. The comic people watching will know square bound spines are notorious for fraying, particularly at the top and the bottom edges there. This one's not in bad condition. This one's not in bad condition. It has got some damage to the spine, as you can see, but it's not too bad. I'm terrible at grading, but I would say this is probably a 3 or a 4. But yeah, nice book. Could do with a clean white cover. You can see stains on it and things like that through years and years of grub and dirt and all that kind of muck. But yeah, it's a beaut. This is another older one. This book is grossly undervalued, to be perfectly honest. But this is Master of Kung Fu. This is special Marvel edition, issue number 15. Hands of Shang-Chi. This is the first appearance of Shang-Chi. As you know, has had an MCU movie. You can still get this book relatively cheap, probably because the movie didn't really do a great deal. It didn't really do a great deal, which is disappointing because I really enjoyed it. I liked I loved the Trevor Slattery bits, but I also really enjoyed the kind of the kung fu nature of the film. I've always been a fan of that kind of genre, so to see it brought into the Marvel universe was fantastic. The bus scene, I think, is outstanding. So yeah, it's a shame that film didn't do better. I was still waiting really on solid news of a sequel. But this is his first appearance. You can still get this one for a very reasonable price. I think it's under 100 quid. This is a really nice copy. Great colours. I have had this in slabbed form, but I sold it a little while ago and just stuck with the original. So yeah, really lovely book. This is a nice one. Recently watched the movie that's just been out with Peter Dinklage. Really enjoyed the film. It was a good, fun movie all around. So yeah, this is the Toxic Avenger issue #1. Not his first appearance, I don't believe. I think this is just the first issue of the Marvel series, but it does do his origin and all the rest of it. Great little story. But yeah, I don't know what the price in this one is at the moment. I gave one of these away recently in the giveaway box. But yeah, nice little book if you can get hold of it. Now, this is a nice book, but it's not in the best condition. I had a graded copy of this, and I sold it about 2 years ago, much to my regret, shall we say. But this is Invincible, issue #1 by Rob Kirkman. The book that kind of is taken storm, really. It's launched that cartoon series. There's a whole host of spin-offs at the moment. There's constant rumblings of them doing more with this character because he's not been in his own book for years now. A bit like Walking Dead. They stopped Mark's stories some time ago. I absolutely 100% think that we're going to get a movie version of this character. Live action movie. We've got to at some point, and it'll be an epic movie. Can't wait for that. This is a really expensive book. Even in this condition, I had a 9.6 signed by Rob Kirkman, which I sold when the cartoon first came out for around about £1,000. And I've regretted it ever since because it's gone nuclear. If you can get a 9.8 in this, you're looking at around about £2,000. This one has got some damage to the spine, as you can see. As I've said earlier, rubbish with grading, but maybe he's a 7.5 or something, or an 8.0. I don't know. I will be sending this one to get graded next time I send a load of books off for CGC. So yeah, that's Invincible. Lovely book. Like I say, regret selling it. Let's just catch up with the chat before we move on to the larger scale books. When I'm selling, they won't take the wife or kids. No, nice try. Fantastic trade dress on that book. Yeah, on the Green Lantern, absolutely fuzzy. It's a beaut. It's an absolute boot. Awesome Journey into Mystery. How come you've not slabbed that Thor being a first appearance book? I've got sort of these. So I'm going to do a room tour video coming up shortly, and I'll go into a bit more detail. Everybody collects differently, don't they? Everybody collects differently. And some people are modern buyers, so they buy all the new books and their long boxes are full of modern books. Some people are run collectors, so some people will have all of the Amazing Spider-Man books from issue 1 right up to whatever the hell it's on now, 750 or something like that. So they'll have loads of long boxes all full. I'm a key collector, so I don't have runs. So all of these boxes behind us, aside from maybe a box of blank covers with blind bag type stuff in it, everything else is keys or first appearances. Now, they're not all great. They're not all kind of big books. Some of them are minor keys, minor first appearances, lower grade comics and things like that. But basically, the reason I'm saying that is because I've got, 15 short boxes full of keys that should be sent to CGC at some point, and I just haven't got the time, the resources to do it. So I've got a lot of stuff like these books that I've just shown you, like that Journey into Mystery that really should be graded, like Invincible definitely should be graded, Toxie maybe not, but Shang-Chi definitely should be graded, that I just haven't sent off yet. Also, those of you that know me well know I am a lazy bastard. I really am. And sending books off to CGC is a ball ache, and it doesn't do well for my anxiety. So you've got to get the books into a good condition. So send them to get pressed or whatever, which takes months. Then you've got to fill out the CGC paperwork, which is a pain in the arse. Then you've got to send it off to London. They send it to America. Then America sends it back. And the entire process takes 4 to 6 months, maybe. All of that time, I'm irritated and wondering what's happening with my books and where are my books and stuff like that. So I love a CGC graded book, but I'm not patient enough to wait for them. And I'm not disciplined enough to do it regularly, as it were. So that's a very long answer to your question, but basically the bottom line, what you need to take away is I'm a lazy bastard, and that's it, really. Shame, because Shang-Chi was actually a great movie. Absolutely agree, Sean. Absolutely agree. I love old martial art movies, and like I say, I wish I had more of that. Shang-Chi, one of my favorite Marvel films. Yeah, sorry, the Toxic Avenger was pure turd. Well, I thought the original was absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. And then I watched the recent one on Sky a couple of weeks ago. And you know what? I didn't mind it. I thought it was good fun. It was silly fun, basically. TripleG Comics, great books. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Toxie is awesome. So a bootleg trailer for a movie with Henry Cavill as Omni-Man. Look, there's some great stuff. I can't remember what someone in the chat help us out who's more switched on than me. There's a new AI tool. I'm saying new. It's probably been out for a while, which you can create movies with, that I've seen a lot of people creating stuff with. The reason it's kind of come to my attention the last few days, I don't know if you've seen it, but they've produced a Dinobot movie trailer with the Dinobots running through the streets of New York and then transforming. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. That's what I want. I don't want more Michael Bay shite. I want the proper kind of Dinobots. I love it. We've got Andy in the chat. Nice to see you, Andy. Hope you're well, bud. Hope you're doing well. As you know, I don't do slabbing. I like to read my books. I just assumed all your keys were slabbed. Nah. I've got far too many to get them slabbed. Yeah. Okay, let's talk bigger scale books. These again are some buttes. We're going to start off with this one. This is The New Mutants, the Marvel graphic novel, issue number 4 by Chris Claremont and Bob McLeod. First appearance, technically, of the New Mutants, or some of the New Mutants. They did appear in a fanzine, one of those fanzine, amazing fanzine, or whatever you call it, a little while before this. But this is really the first appearance. I've got this because it's the first appearance of one of my favorite Marvel characters, which is Sam Cannonball. I always really, really loved this version of the X-Men, the New Mutant versions. I just love them. I think it's great. The artwork on this is stunning, absolutely stunning. Recently picked up a slabbed version of this, which has got an image of Sunspot on the top corner here by Bob, which is beautiful, CGC graded. Can't remember what the grade is. But unfortunately, the slab is cracked. So I need to decide whether I'm sending that back to CGC or I'm just going to live with it for a bit and send it back at some point in the future. But yeah, that's New Mutants. First appearance of those guys. Beautiful book. Again, big square bound book. Hard to get in great condition because of all the black. So the black attracts lots of smudges and marks and things like that. Nice one to get if you can get it. This one's nice. And I probably should I send this? I don't know. This is beautiful artwork. Savage Sword of Conan the Barbarian, issue number 47. Beautiful image of Conan. Love that artwork. Great image of the man himself and the skull in the background and all the rest of it. This is a authenticated comic book. It's got the little hologram on the bottom there, and it's got the certificate of authenticity in the back here by, who is it by? I can't remember. ProCert. So it's a legitimate company, and that's because it is signed on the front here by the man himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger. So this is a signed Schwarzenegger comic book. Picked this up a little while ago. Probably going to get this one graded, even though it's already got the certificate. I probably still want this one in a slab, just to keep it nice. But yeah, it's a beauty. It's an absolute beauty. That artwork is just freaking phenomenal. Andy has appeared in the chat as if by magic because he knows I'm about to show off something that he's going to probably find very, very sexy. And this is Mask issue number 1. This is the UK version of the Mask comic book. I've got the American version as well. Mask stands for Mobile Armored Strike Command. Command with a K because it's American for some reason. But this is a beaut of a book. When I collect these books, these larger scale books, I always go for ones with the free gifts. And this has got the Matt Tracker mask in it as well. Just beautiful. Really, really nice. Really like. And I love these old style UK books. It's an interesting shaped book though, so you can't really get it graded because there's not a slab the correct size for it. I don't think, because I think it's even bigger than the 2000 AD books. It's, if you can see, it's like a square. It's a square book. So yeah, I'll have to do some digging and find out if they can grade this one. But yeah, a lot of these books, you know, these ones in particular, I don't grade them because I want to know what the grade is. I grade them to keep them clean and to keep them in good condition, I guess. But yeah, they're nice. Very nice. Very nice. This is all-time favorite cover. Are you guys familiar with Foom? Foom was a fanzine released by Marvel Comics back in the day. Stands for Friends of Old Marvel. It was basically, before the internet, obviously, it was basically the way you got to find out what was happening at Marvel. It had different articles and things like that. Interestingly, if you Google Foom, there's a lot of history to it. Arguably, there's a lot of key first appearances in Foom because they used to put images of characters that were coming out before the actual books came out in American Standard. So you've got things like the first appearance of Captain Britain in there, arguably the first appearance of some of the X-Men, first appearance of Wolverine and some of them, things like that. So there are some great books to get if you look for Foom. This one is one of my all-time favorite covers. Devastated I never got this one signed. Always on the lookout for a signed copy. This is the Stan Lee cover. This is a beautiful copy. The covers just really pop. It's basically, as you can tell, Stan Lee, but represented by as many Marvel characters as they could try and squeeze on there. So you've got the Fantastic Four, you've got Doctor Strange, the Hulk, Spider-Man, Silver Surfer, Iron Man, Captain America, Sue Storm, Thor with his blonde hair there. You've even got Daredevil's horns at the top and a little Howard the Duck hat as well. I just think that's a cracking cover, and it would have been an amazing one to get signed by Stan Lee. I don't think I've ever seen one signed by Stan. there's a little hunt for us. There's a little hunt. That's something I would like to get into my collection. So yeah, love that book. This is a nice one. This is a pricey book. I don't have the free gift that comes with it, much to my displeasure. But this is arguably, I mean, there are Alan Class reprints and things like that. I'm not sure what the dates on the Alan Class reprints are, but this is arguably the first appearance of Iron Man, Thor, and the X-Men in a UK edition comic book. And this is fantastic. Issue number 1 from 1967. It reprints the first appearance of Thor, the first appearance of Iron Man, and the first appearance of the X-Men. So this was the first time, to my understanding, that those books were reprinted in a comic book. I'm not, like I say, not sure of the Alan Class. I don't know what year the reprints of the Alan Class were published. But yeah, love this. Love the cover of this one. You're supposed to get this kind of free paper flapper thing. Cannot get that. I've searched the internet for it. Cannot find one of those, unfortunately. So if anybody ever finds one, please let us know, because I would like one to complete this book. But that's fantastic. Issue number 1 from 1967 with an absolutely beautiful Kirby image of Thor on the cover there. Is that Kirby Thor? I think it is, yeah. Iron Man and, of course, the X-Men. Just a beaut. An absolute beaut. There we go. Right. Let's just quickly check in on the chat, see what people are saying. Is the New Mutants the first print? I think it is, Andy. I think it is. It's hard to tell with that book. I'd have to open it up and have a look, but I'm pretty sure when I bought it, it was the first print. The CGC is the first print. In fact, I'll show you it now. Just a second. So yeah, so this is the New Mutants 9.4. It is with a sketch on the cover there of Sunspot, also signed by Chris Claremont and Bob. Just a beaut. But as you can see, the case is cracked. So the case has got some damage to it here. I knew that when I got it, to be fair. I knew that when I got it. I've got a Transformers UK issue number 1, which has also got a cracked case. So I'll probably put this one and that together and send them off for reholding. But I love that Sunspot sketch. I could have gotten a higher grade, but I decided to go for the one with the sketch just because I love the Sunspot image on the front there. So yeah, so that's New Mutants. This is the first print, 9.4, with a little sketch and 2 beautiful signatures. So yeah, I'm going to send that off and get it regraded. Sorry, re-slabbed. Conan is nice. Mask is tasty. I don't have that. I love it. I've got loads of old UK comics I haven't really shown off before, Andy. Some of my favourites. Command with a K. Must be Kardashians. Weird. Mask blind bag videos coming into an absolutely fuzzy. I am hyper for that. So those of you that don't know, we're going to be talking about it. We're going to be talking about it on Tuesday's show, but there is a new version of Mask coming out. New comic book coming as part of the Transformers G.I. Joe universe, which I'm hyper for. There's some beautiful covers, but there is also a blind bag coming. So, and within the blind bag, I think there's an opportunity to get some of those blank variant covers. So you just know what I'm like. I'm going to be all over that. 550 asking price for a signed Foom 17. Oh. That's tempting. That's tempting. Okay, right. Hashtag content, guys. Let's just have a very, very quick chat about what's coming up on the channel. We've got a big pressing loads of buttons. I don't know what I'm doing, man. Don't know what I'm doing. What do I press there? Bollocks. Just bear with us, technical issues. There we go. So yeah, just a big thank you to all of the G4's members. Really do appreciate your support. We've got 18 people who've signed up. Thank you to every single one of you. We've got Jason, Josh, Connie and Paul, Rob Fatstacks, Andrew, Stephen, Fuzzy of the Dunlop, Phil, Sean, Ed, Phil from Rogue One Photography, Terry, we've got Chris Bell, Peter wants some bigger, we'll have to change that name. We've got Wayne, Claire, Batdan, and good old Dr. Von Hoot. Thank you so much to you guys for supporting the channel. It is hugely, hugely appreciated. We did a little members only show last week. I'm going to be doing this monthly, and each month on that live show, we will give away a slab. This week, we gave away 2 slabs and a raw book. So, or 3 slabs actually, if I'm going to send Rob to you. So yeah, so we'll be doing that monthly because it was good fun chatting with the members. Video out at the moment is The Trap Door. If you remember this cartoon series from back in the day, it was a stonker. Please go check out that video and give it a little watch and a comment. It would be much appreciated. This Tuesday, we've got Panel Breakers, as usual, all your latest news and reviews with myself, Super Sorrel, Efren from TripleG Comics, and James T. Keegan. So please go check that out. And then, as I mentioned a few times, I'm going to be on Only Slabs in a couple of weeks' time. So please stick that in your diaries because I really would appreciate your support. It would be nice to see some of you in the chat. Okay, that's your whack. I've kept you much longer than I expected, an hour and a half. I thought doing this by myself would be half the time because I didn't have all the chat and the back and forth with Keegas and Sorrel and Efren and everybody. So I do apologise for keeping you so long. Have kept pretty much all of you the entire show, 20 odd people watching, so thank you for that. Really, really do appreciate it. My aim is to do this live show, one-man show, once every week. Not sure when, so keep an eye out for it. It will always be at some point over the weekend. It just depends when the wife is out, basically. But keep your eyes open, and I will be popping a little live show in as every other weekend, or every weekend, sorry. For now, though, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you spending time with us, but that's your whack. We shall catch you next time. Take care. Bye.
The curtains close. It's time to go. We really hope you enjoyed the show. Check out my channel for more geeky fun and hit like, subscribe before you run. All that remains is our thanks to you from TripleG and his YouTube crew. We really do hope you come on back, but for now, that's your whack. Yeah, that's